Hello everyone. I recently posted a video regarding top 5 reasons to come to Canada. After I posted that video, I got lots of inquiries from potential students who wanted to come to Canada. And those questions are: what are the jobs available? How to get that job? What are the minimum wage criteria? Can you afford Canadian living expenses? Main important is, what are the restrictions on your study permit? So today I'm covering all these questions in step by step. So let's begin. Student who just come to Canada, they are new in this country. So if they are looking for a job, definitely they'll get a job at low skill level. So what are those jobs available for students? I make a general list of those jobs. What are those jobs are? As a receptionist at any office, or you can get a job as a server in a restaurant or in a fast food outlet, sales associate in a retail store or gas station, a cashier in grocery store. Sometimes students also accept job as a delivery driver for food delivery app like Skip the Dish, DoorDash, or Uber Eats Outs. The main intention to get that job is to support themselves financially while they complete their studies. So we are discussing about what are the initial struggle most of the students find when they come to Canada. So student, they have to find a job, and that's the main task for them when they come to Canada and start their study. So what are the ways to find those jobs? So I have narrowed down some ways, so that will help you to find a job on upon your arrival. Social network is the one of the best way to find job. Now how it works: if you come to Canada as a student, because you are new in Canada, there are lots of people are willing to help you. So you have to maintain a good relationship in your social network. Who those people are? Those are simply your friends, family, those are your roommates, or those are your batchmate classmates. Okay, those people are already working with some employer. Okay, and if they find any vacancies in their workplace, and if you have good relationship with them, they will definitely refer you to that job. You have to apply for that job, and through referral you will get an interview call, so you have to crack that interview. So social network is the best way to find a job, and this is the most important and most the primary way to get a job. Okay, so keep your social network active. Secondly, your university or college, they have their own international help desk. Through that you will find local employer who is hiring. Then you can apply through job posting, and you might get an interview call. Same time, through your college, lots of corporate employers and lots of recruitment agencies, they conduct job fair in your university. So please attend those job fair. Sometime in that job fair you get an opportunity to see face to face employer, and you might get a job offer after your interview. So job posting through your international help desk and job fair at your university is the second effective way to get a job when you are entering Canada as a student. The third effective way, through your own efforts. You have access to Indeed, Monster, Glassdoor, or even Facebook groups. Through these resources, you will find who's hiring. You can upload your resume, apply online, and you might get a call for interview. So this is third way, and this is also very effective, because there are lots of people, they are looking for a good talent. And most effective but least used method is print out your resume, go walk in, drop off your resumes. That is really effective. Most of the employer, if they see you are taking efforts and approaching them, they might call you for interview. We have discussed what are the jobs available and what are the ways to get this job. If you get a job with employer, what would be your expected salary? So most of the employer, they will offer you, because this is just entry level job, they will offer you minimum wage. So what are the minimum wage? All the provinces in Canada, they have their minimum wage criteria. In Saskatchewan, the minimum wage is $11.85, where Nunavut offering $16 per hour minimum wage. Most popular provinces for students are Ontario, British Columbia, and Alberta. In Ontario, the minimum wage is $14.35. In British Columbia, minimum wages is $15.20. In Alberta, minimum wage is $15. As we have seen that all the employer must maintain their minimum wage rate to their employees. Then we get a question from students, will that minimum wage help me to survive in Canada? The answer for this question is yes. It's all depend on your spending habits. However, if you maintain or manage your expenses, it's possible that you can survive. Now, this is just a survival, but you cannot save money. Let's put in different way. If I'm in Alberta and if I getting $15 per hour, and if I'm allowed to work 20 hours per week, so average I will work 80 hours per month. My gross salary would be $1,200 per month. After deduction, I will get $1,100 in my hand. So once you get $1,100, then you will have to spend money on your essential expenses. And what are those essential expenses are? Besides your tuition fee, your room rent or accommodation, your food and transportation, your utility bill, and your phone bill. Those are essential expenses. You have option to share those expenses with your roommates. So basically you can share your grocery, you can share your room with another person, so at least you can split the accommodation, and you can share utilities also. So if you share with someone and if you minimize your expenses, so that expenses would be your $800 to $1,000 or maybe $1,100. This is affordable. Now we have seen what are the jobs available, how to get that job, what are the minimum wage criteria, and can you afford Canadian living expenses with that part-time job. We have covered that. Now main important is what are the restrictions on your study permit, because you are coming to Canada on a study. So main focus should be you to complete your studies successfully. That's your primary goal. So once you come to Canada, please do not work more than 20 hours per week. That's not allowed. Follow the condition on your study permit. That will help you to get your postgrad work permit. That will help you to get your permanent residency without any trouble. So do not work more than 20 hours per week. That's the main condition, main restriction on your study permit. So please remember that. Do not work more than 20 hours. Now there are some important information I wanted to provide you. If you come to Canada on study permit, you will not start working part time unless and until you actively start your studies. For example, if you come to Canada on 15th of August and your studies starting 1st of September, you cannot work that 15th August till 31st August, because you are not enrolled actively in your studies. So you are not allowed to work. Even if you get a job offer for that 15 days, don't take it, because you are not allowed. The lots of people, they don't know this, and they start working and they put themselves in trouble. Second important thing is, if you get a job, your manager may schedule you more than 20 hours in a week. So do not accept that. Ask them politely that your condition allow you to work only 20 hours. So if you work more than 20 hours, it's immediately non-compliance of study permit, and that put you in trouble. Sometimes students come to me with an argument that if they work 40 hours in 2 weeks, and that 40 hours, like in first week they work 10 hours and second week they work 30 hours, so they are working 20 hours average per week. So this doesn't work. The second week where you work 30 hours per week, that is non-compliance, and that will put you in trouble. So do not work more than 20 hours per week. That's immediate non-compliance. And last in this section is, you are allowed to work 20 hours per week in your academic session, and you are allowed to work full time in your scheduled break. In your academic, if you have scheduled summer break, in that summer break or winter break or spring break, you are allowed to work full time. So you take an advantage of your break time and you can start working full time. You can earn little bit extra money that will help you to support yourself, as well as little bit savings that will be helping you to pay your next semester fees. So in only in scheduled break you are allowed to work full time. So what happen if you work more than 20 hours per week, knowingly or unknowingly? You are allowed to work 20 hours, and if you not comply with this condition, you might not get your postgrad open work permit. There will be trouble approving your permanent residency application, and severe consequences are that might make you inadmissible to Canada under non-compliance and deport you from Canada. The consequences are severe. For extra hours and extra dollars, you do not put yourself in trouble. Your permanent residency and your future is more important than those extra dollars. So please keep in mind, only work 20 hours and do not work more than that. I have covered lots of important information that you don't find anywhere. Please do not take negatively. I just wanted to genuinely advise you to follow all the rules and condition on your study permit. Do not work more than 20 hours. Follow the rules, and that is only for your future. So coming to Canada with a financial burden, that makes things more stressful for all the students. Time will pass, and that will help you to settle in Canada successfully. Hope this session is informative for you. If you have any question, please let us know. Follow me on my social media platform, and I will be happy to answer all your questions. Thanks, and have a nice day.